Hello, everybody. How are you? It's time for another episode of Lyrics Explained, where I break down the lyrics of your favorite songs so that you can enjoy them even more. And today, our old friends, the Jonas Brothers, are back. After 6 years, their first single in 6 years, it's the song Sucker. So let's jump into it, and then we'll come back and bring you the context of what it's all about. Of course, Sucker is written by the Jonas Brothers, produced by Frank Dukes and Ryan Tedder. Verse 1. Here comes Nick. We go together better than birds of a feather, you and me. We change the weather, yeah. I'm feeling heat in December when you're around me. So this song is a tribute. It's a demonstration of their love of fanboys of the Kit Car, which starred in the 1980s show Knight Rider. So let's slow it down a little because I know that's a lot to grasp. So you may not even be familiar with anything I just said there. So let's go back. The Knight Rider show was on from 1982 onwards through the latter part of the 1980s, starring David Hasselhoff, who you may know from Baywatch, who then went on also to become a huge pop star in Germany with songs like I'll Be Your Fraulein and Lederhosen, Lederhosen. But this is a car that became a popular pop icon. Okay, it became part of the language of the society at that time. Okay, because it's a car that has artificial intelligence, is very high tech, and so David Hasselhoff would jump in the kid car and they would go fight crime, and he would talk to the car and the car would talk back. Now, why is this such an important car to the Jonas Brothers? Well, it's because first of all, their father was an owner of a replica of the kid car. And when they were born in the late 1980s and early 1990s, his father drove them home from the hospital in a kit car. That's why Nick says, we go together better than birds of a feather. We change the weather. I'm feeling heat in December when you're around me. Now, two of the Jonas Brothers were born in cold months, either September or November. Now, in terms of making this song simpler to understand and to make it work better lyrically, they used the month of December. But nonetheless, the point being that they're feeling heat in the colder months when you're around me. So there's a warmth, not just in their hearts for the kid car from a nostalgia standpoint, but also literally from the heat of the car that their father drove them home from the hospital, the Jonas Brothers being born in the late 1980s and the early 1990s. All right, let's go right into the pre-chorus. I know there's a lot, that's a lot to grasp, but it'll make more sense as we go. So here's the pre-chorus, all of the Jonas Brothers jumping in. I've been dancing on top of cars and stumbling out of bars. I follow you through the dark, can't get enough. You're the medicine and the pain, the tattoo inside my brain, and baby, you know it's obvious. So now they've kept the kit car in the family all those years. They still have it. And as the brothers got older and they got to be drinking age, things got a little wild because they're meeting girls now. They're starting to, and their music career's taking off. They're stars. Okay. So they go out socializing. And maybe they just had soda. Maybe they had 7-Up. I don't know. But nonetheless, they come out of the bars near closing time, and what do? They call for the kid car using the high tech, using the artificial intelligence, and the kid car comes zooming up, and those guys are acting crazy. They're dancing on top of cars parked along the street. They're stumbling out of the bars. They're having fun. They're young. They're wild. But now they gotta get out of there because the bouncers are after them. Maybe the local police. We don't know. But the kit car is there and has been there since they were born. It zooms up and they jump in, laughing, carrying on like you did too in those days. Don't tell me you were sitting at home watching PBS. Well, I know you were wild. Okay, so that's why he says, you're the medicine and the pain, the tattoo inside my brain. So the kit car saves them from their wild days. but it's also painful because it brings them back to those days of you when they were little kids. Their father would drive them around on Sundays, family outings. They'd go get ice cream in the kid car. Their dad would say, "Don't let the ice cream melt on the seats," and the dog would lick the ice cream off the seats, and it all worked out. So let's go right into the chorus. I'm a sucker for you. You say the word. See, the car talks back to them. That's what you have to understand. You can look it up on YouTube. You can see videos of the car. I'm a sucker for you. You say the word and I'll go anywhere blindly. So this is a dual context lyric. That's what we call it. And what it means is, they're also saying that if I say the word as the human to the car will follow me blindly, right? As the driver, as the owner of the car. I'm a sucker for you. Any road you take, you know that you'll find me, right? I'm a sucker for all the subliminal things, referring to all of the technical nature of the car, all of the artificial intelligence that's hidden, it's subliminal. No one knows about you. No one really knows what makes the kit car so powerful except for the Jonas Brothers. And you're making the typical me break my typical rules. So they try to stay on the straight and narrow, but when you have the power of the kit car, it's just so easy to roll up to a group of hot girls on the corner and start talking to the car talks back. Wow, the next thing you know, the girls are in the car, they're riding around in Miami Beach, in Austin, Texas, Nashville, LA, all the hot spots. And they're playing the Jonas Brothers tunes cranked up to 11, and the car is even singing along to their hits. Okay, so that's what they're saying. You're making the typical me break the typical rules. It's true. I'm a sucker for you. Now here comes Nick again. Don't complicate it, because I know you and you know everything about me. So that's part of the deal of having a car with such technology, is that it knows everything about you, right? It knows their entire discography. It knows their history. It even has a footprint from when they were babies. Their dad put their baby foot, when the day they were born, on the screen, and it made a footprint. It knows everything about them, guys. So let's go right to Nick again. Don't complicate it, because I know you and you know everything about me. I can't remember all of the nights. I don't remember when you're around me. He says it right there. They can't even remember all of the times that the kit car saved them from themselves in their younger, wilder days. And then, of course, back into the pre-chorus, and it goes on from there. And it repeats itself into the chorus. Guys, it's an amazing song. It's an amazing car. I encourage you to look that up on YouTube. The kit car from the 1980s hit TV show starring David Hasselhoff, Knight Rider. And here it is in 2019. We have Sucker, which is a tribute to both the nostalgia for the car itself, but also for their personal relationship with the car that was there from the day each of the Jonas Brothers was born.